When you put these contracts together, the model associated with them is essentially that both parties turn out to engage in voluntary transactions. The word voluntary is notoriously slippery, and what typically is understood is that the word voluntary is designed to negate in advance two ways in which agreements can be undermined. One of these is essentially through duress. And what it means, in effect, is if I enter into a promise to convey something to you because you have put a gun to my head, even though I have agreed to the arrangement, the duress will essentially negate the particular deal in question. Law always is worried about the effort of individuals to circumvent the basic obligations to respect the property rights of another, and the duress rules are designed to do that. And there's nobody in any legal system who's ever rejected that proposition. The more difficult problem is that which is associated with mistake without the presence of coercion, and this is divided into two parts. The first part involves a situation in which there's a misrepresentation of a material fact by one party to the other. What happens is the misrepresentation induces inefficient exchanges. The misrepresentations will lead people to put the wrong value on the property that they're surrendering or the property that they're acquiring. When they make that kind of mistake, what happens is there's no reason to believe that the transaction is going to be for mutual gain. The second element is a simple mistake which is not induced by fraud, and this is a much more complicated system to organize. In some cases, you tell people you have to bear the risk of your own mistakes. In other cases, you think that the mistake is so absolutely enormous that you're going to set aside the contract. What happens in practice is people start to negotiate over the prospect of mistakes. And if you could have explicit terms as to when you can set aside a transaction based upon future events, it means that you can basically increase the efficiency of the transactions at the front end and encourage and facilitate the occurrence of voluntary profit-maximizing transactions. You can only figure out what those terms are if you understand the mutual gain hypothesis over time as driving the way in which these particular additional obligations are going to be concretized.